Hello and welcome to the video. Before we get started, if you'd like to provide input on future content and get our weekly newsletter, click on our survey. The link will be below. We also have a report on Ethereum 2, along with a bonus report on why you should learn Solidity now. Again, the link will be below. Now on to the video, and thank you. Okay. So today we're going to talk about what Radix is going to be known for, which is DeFi. The simple example that we have here that they provide for us is auto loan. Now it's a little bit more involved than our previous examples. I had to play around a little bit to figure out what it wanted. Okay, so let's get started. So, of course, we did the normal putting it on the blockchain, the publish. And once we have that, then, of course, we have to do the new. Now, new is kind of interesting here because, this is a resource, and I'll show you how you generate resources in a second. So it's resin call function. This is our name of our package, the address of our package, the name of the blueprint, and it's in the code in the directory. It's called auto-lend. The actual name of the blueprint is auto-lend, new, because it's a new method, and it's our constructor, and this is our resource. So and it generates a component, so an instance, and I'm going to save that. So once we have an instance of an auto-lend, and we have our component ready to go, let me explain something about the generating that resource. So, if you look at our little cheat sheet here, they say create token with fixed supply because you're generating a liquidity liquidity. So if you go back here, you can see a liquidity pool reserve address. And that is a resource. Now, the secret, of course, if you're not sure what it wants on these examples, is you go back here and you go to tests, and I just did a new, and some account. This is a little bit confusing. Like I said, I had to play with it, and when I did it the first time, it complained about that it's not a resource or something. Let me see where it panicked. Let's see. Oh, no. We'll get to new token fixed in a minute. Let's see. So I tried doing it just with my account, and it didn't like that because it's saying failure, panicked, is not a resource definition. Well, we know that tokens are considered a resource, so what we did, let me clean up here. What's it doing? All right. Now, of course, we use the resource, but to generate a resource, you go here, and it's, in this case, we want to fix supply, so it's resin new token fixed, and the example, they said 1 million, so I did this, and came here, and I said 36. Yeah. And it generated a resource definition. Again, we used the one I generated earlier, which was the one we just used. Now, once you have, so we have our component, we have our, and now we need to, before you can have any users adding, depositing, whatever the case may be, you need to create a user. So let me go back here. Let me just do it the right way. So, Resum, what is it? Run, let's forget these. Call method. So, Resum call method. And then we need our instance. Let's see. Where's our component? Actually, I just got it. So here's our component, which again is like our instance. Call method, and we give our instance address. We say here, new user. And what's into it like? Here we go. So what did I... That's odd. That is very strange. What does it not like? Resum call method. Well, we can try this other component, this other instance. Well, we should be able to use this one. Copy and paste call method, and let's double check here. Go back. It should be new user. Underscore. Okay, new underscore user. And there you go. This is our user now. Let's save that. And now with this user, what we're going to do is we can now we can do some of the other methods, such as, make sure you're seeing everything, such as deposit. So deposit wants the user and an amount. So let's see if that is going to work. Deposit, and we're going to have our resource, and this is going to work. And we can have, no, what didn't it like? Deposit, the resource, and an amount is what the way I saw it. Because we got a new user and that returns a bucket ref. Well, time to go back to the test. Again, this is how we sort these things out. Okay. One. All right, I see what it wants. So it wants one and a user ID. And comma 100. Let's see if this is going to work. Let me just see what ENV USD is. That is the transaction token. Or is it? Did we create a token when we set this up? So let's go back here and see what happened when we did new. New token fixed. So it wants, I believe, this resource definition, which is the token. We could be wrong on this. Well, we'll give it a shot. So, deposit, 1 comma, and 100 comma, let's see if it likes that. So, the transaction failed. Resource not matching. So let me go back to the sheet. Let's see. Oh, let's try this. I have a copy of the, what? See if this is going to match. it looks like that time it succeeded. Okay, so what I had to do here is I had to use the resource that was created, that I used when I created new. And what you're doing is basically you're saying the first, number one is the user, number two, they're depositing 100 of this resource. And it goes on from there. You can, let's see, what other methods do we have here? We have borrow. And let's see if we can do borrow. And we can try 50 on borrow. See what happens. It looks like it wants a decimal. So let's give it a shot. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't think I need it. It's not asking for it. Okay, so let's try 5 and see if it likes that. So it lets you borrow 5. So anyway, you can see you have a whole thing set up. You create the user. Let's look at the code a little bit here. You create your user. That is going to be a badge, in essence. And with that badge, you can deposit, you can do all the different things. Because notice all these other methods, deposit, redeem, borrow, repay, liquidate, and you can get the user. For example, let's see if we can get that to work. Let's see. Whoop. We just want to get rid of the 5. I don't know if you need the 1, but no, it doesn't need, looks like it doesn't need the 1. And there you go. So it does return information about the user, 100, which you deposited, and these other numbers they talk about here, basically balance, borrow balance, interest rate, borrow interest rate. Let's see what we got here, if it matches up. We got deposit balance, deposit interest rate, borrow interest rate. Let's see. Deposit last up. Okay, so these look like interest rate. Not sure exactly what this maps to. Actually, we can tell. That's by looking at the code. Let's see. It returns a user. So let's look at the definition of a user. That's how we're going to know. Where does it define a user? So, so a user has a deposit. There we go. Let's see if this matches. Deposit balance, borrow balance, interest rate, borrow balance, 100, borrow, doesn't seem to be in the right order. Borrow interest rate is probably the 0.02, deposit interest rate is probably 0.01. And you got the, let's see, borrow balance I'm sure is 0. And I'm not seeing, well, anyway, so you can see roughly how this thing works. And again, by doing the authorization, you have to have that account in order to do anything. And that's how the badges work. So you would go in and you would sign up, if you will, and they will give you an account and take it from there. So anyway, hopefully this has been helpful. Again, feel free to ask questions in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. And thank you for watching, and I will speak to you next time. Take care.